Hello and welcome to this video. And in this video I am going to answer a question for you, and that question is, what is coaching? Now, you may well have found yourself asking this question, and if you have, you are most certainly not alone, because it is one of the most Googled questions when it comes to coaching. So I thought I would give you my take on what coaching is, to enable you to understand a little bit more about what coaches do, and in particular what I do as a coach. Now, every coach will have their own flavour of coaching, but my belief and my idea about coaching and my style of coaching is that coaching is all about giving the client an opportunity to have the conversations that they just wouldn't ordinarily have, to say the things that they're perhaps too afraid to say when it comes to talking to friends and family. And it's an invitation, a space for the client to slow down, to stop, to reflect, and to take some time out from the busyness and the hamster wheel of their life, in order to really examine what's going on for them, and whether it might be time to make some changes in their life. So coaching really is all about the coach listening to the client. The coach is an impartial ear for the client, somebody who has no preconceived ideas about who that person is, what that person should be doing, what that person should be working on, who that person should be, where that person should be. The coach has no preconceived ideas about any of that, which means that you are then free to explore and to go wherever you want to go, and wherever your soul takes you in that coaching session. And it really is all about you being listened to, and for the coach to reflect back to you what they are hearing you say. And in doing that, the coach will help you to identify and challenge any limiting beliefs, any stories, any ideas that you are living by that might be holding you back. And the coach is going to help you to become aware of your thought patterns. Awareness is the first step, but so many of us don't really tap into our thoughts. We just keep on going and going and going, and coaching is a way for you to become aware of the dialogues that you have going on in your mind, and also to become aware of the fact that you get to choose what those dialogues are. So many of us think that we are at the mercy of our thoughts, and it's just not true. Becoming aware of them is the first step, and then once we're aware, we can start to make changes. We can start to take back control effectively of our thoughts, and in so doing take back control of our lives. And it's in working with a coach, working with somebody who can reflect back to you almost like a mirror what you've said, that you then really do start to become aware of the things that are misaligned with who you are. And the coach is also there to put you back in touch with who you truly are as a person. As we grow older and we get caught up in the busyness of life, and we get caught up in the doing and the achieving and the going, we lose sight of being who we are, of living in alignment with the person that we truly are. And coaching is a really great way of us tapping back into who are we? If you were to ask yourself that question, who am I imagine, like so many of us, it would not be an easy question to answer. So in coaching, we're able to really get intimate with who you truly are. What do you value in life? How do you want to be living? What's important to you in life? What do you want your life to reflect? What is your purpose here on this earth? And again, these are questions that we just don't really talk about. when we're talking with friends and family, unless we have friends where we can go to those deep in meaningful places in our conversations. Now, what coaching isn't is an opportunity for me, the coach, to tell you who to be, what to do, and how to think. That is most definitely not the aim of coaching. And while you may be thinking, but I want to go to a coach so they can tell me what to do, how to fix my life. Well, first of all, let's look at the idea of fixing. Of course, we can change and improve things in our lives, but coaching is not about fixing you as a person, because I believe, at least, that we are not broken in the first place. We've just lost touch with who we truly are. And how could I, as a coach, possibly know what is best for you? I can explore things with you, but I am not there to tell you how to live your life, because it's your life. I am there to put you back in touch with your inner guide, your inner coach, so that you can discern what is the best life for you, what a life well lived will look like for you. And you may also be wondering, how does coaching differ from therapy or counselling? Well, for me, the difference between coaching and therapy or counselling is that coaching is all about moving forward. Now, that's not to say that we won't explore what happened in childhood, certain things that have happened in your past that may be influencing your current beliefs and behaviours, but we'll always do that with an aim of, okay, how do we use that information then to change your now and to therefore change your future? So coaching is very much about getting you to a better place in the present, so that you can create a better future for yourself. So therapy and counselling tend to dwell a little bit more on the past, and they're about getting you back on an even keel in the present, and not so much about plans for the future. Because coaching, although I've talked mostly about getting back in touch with who you are, we can then use that information to inform your decisions and your actions going forward. So there may well be some goal setting and some impetus and some emphasis on acting differently in order to create a life that is different. And I specialise in personal coaching, which is different from executive coaching. And how is it different? So you may well have received coaching from your employer. Now, my coaching is very much about you. It's about who you are, what you want, what is best for you. And not to say that executive coaching isn't, but executive coaching has an aim of making you a better executive, a better leader, a better employee. And personal coaching may well have that effect, but it also may well cause you to say, I don't want to be an employee, I'm going to leave. So personal coaching is very much about your best interest and nothing else. So that's how it differs from executive coaching, if you've experienced that before in your life. So how do you know if you are ready for coaching? Well, it's very individualised, of course. Everybody comes to coaching for a different reason, but more often than not, you'll probably be feeling a little bit stuck. Like you've been trying to work through something. You were thinking that these feelings of dissatisfaction and unhappiness would just pass, but they haven't. And you're not really sure why or what to do about it. And that's where coaching comes in. You might also be feeling like you've achieved everything in your life that you wanted to achieve. So you've got the job, you've got the good salary, you've got the house, you've got the car, you've got the relationship, but somehow, somewhere in all of that, something is still missing. It's like life looks full on the outside but feels empty on the inside. And that is where, amidst the busyness of life, you have probably lost sight of who you truly are, how you truly want to live. It might just be a few minor tweaks that need to be made to change everything, or it might be some deep, deep exploration. And this is something else to mention about coaching, is certainly the type of coaching that I do and that I receive is about ongoing self-actualization and growth. It is not a quick fix to help you sort everything out in a 3-month period and then carry on with your life as normal. I'm absolutely not saying that coaching doesn't enable you to do that, but I fully believe that once you start this journey, it's a journey that you will be going on for the rest of your life, discovering who you really are, and what you truly value, and what you are here on this earth for. It's a lifelong journey. And if you're feeling like I'm a bit of a failure because I feel like I need help, nobody else around me is having these struggles, nobody else around me seems to be questioning what's going on. Well, I heard once Robert Holden say, if you're alive, you need help. Something along those lines. Or if you've been born, you need help. And that really, really speaks so much truth for me, because especially in today's world, when we think about the demands that are placed on us, all of the information that is being thrown at us left, right and centre, the busyness, all of the opportunities and the things that we can get caught up in. Who doesn't need a little bit of help to figure out, hang on a minute, what's just noise and what do I want to pay attention to? And what is conditioning from the world and other people, and what is my true self? Because we're being conditioned at every corner, even if we don't realise it, through advertising and marketing and our families and society and magazines and the TV. We are being bombarded. So I would say that firstly, there is no shame in feeling like you need help. I would say it's actually admirable to admit that we cannot get through this life alone, and prosper. It is not a journey that we are meant to do by ourselves. And a coach is just part of your support team. It's just like an athlete. An athlete would never, or would very rarely work without a coach. So if you're wanting to reach your peak, to become self-actualized, to become the person you're meant to be, then working with a coach or a team of advisors makes complete and utter sense, because sometimes we just don't know what we don't know, and we can't see what we can't see, and we need somebody external to us to point those things out for us. So what's the next step? If you're feeling like, actually, I really would love to explore this coaching thing and to work with someone, well, let me tell you first that what I stand for as a coach. So I am very much, as you may have guessed from this video, about taking you on an inner journey to get in touch with who you truly are, to quieten down all of the inner critics, very helpful commentary, to get you back in touch with your truth and your inner guide, and then to help you use that to create a life that you love and that brings you fulfillment and joy on a daily basis. Because I believe that that is what we were put here for, and to stop you from settling for an okay life. I know when I first worked with a coach, I felt like, what's wrong with me? Something is missing. I should be so satisfied. I should be like all these other people who are just sucking it up and getting on with life, no complaints, but I just have this niggle that there's something more, there has to be something more, that life, I want it to be different than this. This is not the life that I was meant to live. And so I took the plunge and started working with a coach. And now that is really what I stand for with people. I want you to cultivate excellence in your life and to create a life that you truly love living, and that when you get to your deathbed, that you don't look back and think, oh, I wish I had been more truer to myself. I wish I had let myself be happier. So that is what I really stand for as a coach. And as regards working with a coach, how do you even get started? So the first step is to get in touch with the coach. So for me, that is really simple. Send me a direct message on any of my social media platforms. Get in touch with me via my contact form on my website, which is www.corinworsley.com/contact, or via email, corin@corinworsley.com. And I imagine for the most part, other coaches work in exactly the same way, that it's just a case of making that initial contact. And then what? Well, in my case, again, I can only speak for myself. It will be a chat, an informal discussion, completely no obligation, about whether we're a good fit for working together and what you want to get out of coaching. And if I'm not the right fit for you, then I'm likely to know a coach who will be, so I can pass your details on to them. And then if you decided to go forward, it's about signing up for a certain number of sessions. So I work in blocks of 3. I also have a 6-week program and a 3-month program. Other coaches will work in different ways. And it's whatever works for you. And I will advise, I won't sell you into a 3-month program if I think actually it's three sessions to figure out what's going on to get you started. So we'll discuss what's the right program for you. And then it's about scheduling that first session. And the first session, again, in my case, is a discovery. It's a chance for us to explore what's the problem, and then how are we going to address it. So it's really getting into the nitty-gritty of what is going on for you in life right now, and what can we do? What's the plan to move us forward? And although I have set programs, they're a container, and I take a very individualized approach with every single one of my clients, because everyone is different, everyone has different needs. So I have certain tools that I can call on, but I'm not going to force you down a 6-week program where we do specific things each week if that's not going to fit for you. So it's very individualized, and I can also offer bespoke programs. So I'm very flexible in the way that I work as a coach. So I hope that has actually been helpful for you. I hope it's answered some of the questions you may have had about what the hell is coaching, what does a coach actually do, and how do I go about working with a coach if that is something that I want. So if you would like to explore further, please don't hesitate to contact me. Ping me a message or write a comment below this video. Send me a direct message on Instagram, LinkedIn or Facebook, or email me, as I said, corin@corinworsley.com, or get in touch via my contact page, www.corinworsley.com/contact, and I'll get in touch and we'll organise a no obligation conversation. And don't worry about location, I must just add that in. I work via Skype mostly, but can do face-to-face sessions depending on where you are and where I am. So there is always a way that we can find to work together. So I hope that video has been useful for you. If you have any further questions about what coaching is, please do just drop me a line and I will answer them for you. And for now, I very much look forward to speaking to you again in my next video. So bye for now.